Hey, what's going on guys? So I'll be taking a look at this 4-port USB hub from Aweek or Aweek, I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce this. Other than just the actual hub itself, here we get these little thumb grips, which seem a little tacky at first, but I'll get into those, and then it just all comes in this nice little white box. You can buy just the hub on Amazon, but the one I got has the hub and the little thumb grip thingies here, so yeah. Anyway, it does just come in this white box. There isn't really anything here. There isn't any instruction manual or specifications or anything like that, which is a little unfortunate because it's kind of important with something like this, because you're like wondering how many devices you can power and everything like that, but I kind of figured that on my own, so I'll go ahead and get into that. But yeah, it just comes in a little white box, there's Aweek on it, and that's pretty much the extent of the packaging here. As for the actual hub here, it just plugs into the side of the Xbox One, which of course I will show you. It doesn't plug in through a cable or anything like that. It actually like becomes part of the Xbox One, and that's what it's designed to look like. On the side here we do have our 4 USB ports. I don't know the speed or anything like that, because of course we aren't provided with any specifications. But there is a single little LED in here giving you a little indicator about whether or not the hub is receiving power and whatnot. And on the bottom here we do have little rubber feet, which will match up with the bottom of the Xbox One, which is very nice. It doesn't feel super solid or anything like that. It just feels like pretty cheap plastic and everything, which is a little unfortunate, but once you actually plug in the Xbox One, it looks like it's part of the Xbox One, which is what it's designed to do, and of course I will show you that in a second. So the other thing we get here are these 4 little rubber thumb caps here. There are only 3 here because one is already in the Xbox One controller, but it seems a little tacky honestly. However, they're actually pretty nice. The colors we get here are blue, green, red, and white. That is essentially my only problem with these, is that the colors aren't consistent or black. I would love just like black grips here. And as you can see, the blue one on here. But yeah, I would love just black grips, or at least 2 colors that match. Like the white ones wouldn't be bad, but if you're using 2 of them, you have to like use a white one and a green one, or a white one and a red one, or a white one and a blue one. Just like please make them all black or all white, or at least maybe like 2 black ones and 2 white ones or something like that. I don't know, just some consistency with the color, or make them not colored at all. I'm really not sure what they're thinking with the colors there, because basically no matter what, when you put it on the Xbox One controller, it won't look that attractive unless you have a custom Xbox One controller. But they're just little flexible rubber caps here. As you can see on the underside, they do kind of like fold out like this, and they just kind of go over the Xbox One's analog stick. They actually do feel pretty good, but I'll show you the rest of this on the actual controller here. I'm just using the blue one on the left here since I have a Control Freak on the right stick, so I have no need for one. One thing I don't like about the Xbox One analog sticks is that they are concave, which is something almost everybody complains about. They're concave and they're too small. This solves both of these problems with just a simple little rubber cap here. The rubber cap adds a ton of grip to the top of the analog stick, and it actually makes it wider, and it makes it convex rather than concave. It doesn't do that good of a job, because if you kind of like push down it, of course you can still feel that it's concave, but like it does feel a lot better than the actual Xbox One's analog stick, which is kind of funny to see with something that I would definitely call tacky. It's just extremely cheap, and I really wasn't expecting to use these at all, but they're actually pretty nice, and it feels good, and I will definitely keep this on the left analog stick here. I'm not going to do anything with the right one because I have a Control Freak on here, but yeah, the left one definitely improves the feel of the analog stick, which is nice. And now of course we'll get into the main product here, which is this USB hub. I'll go ahead and show you how to plug it into the Xbox One console here. Alright, so now we're over here by my Xbox One, so we'll go ahead and plug this USB hub into the side here. It does just go into the port on the side here. It doesn't go on the back ports or anything like that. It's not designed to do so, and because of like how this is set up here, it actually won't even fit in there. The entire purpose of it is to go into the side port here, so that's kind of all you can use it for. So to install it, we simply push it in here like this, and then we kind of push, and then it should be installed. If you look, it actually looks like it's part of the Xbox One, which is again a huge part of the design here. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. It doesn't look bad at all. The top could be a little glossier to go with the Xbox One, but like the side here, it actually has the little ridges here for the vents and everything like that, and so it really does look like it's part of the Xbox One, which is my favorite thing about it. However, functionality wise, it's a little lacking, which of course I'll get into. But as you can see, the little LED indicator came on as soon as we plugged it in, even though the Xbox One isn't on, so it is letting you know that the USB hub is receiving power here. One of the problems I've had with it, let's see if we experience this problem again, is when I pull this off, it actually pulled off like the side panel of my Xbox One. It looks like that maybe isn't happening. Okay, yeah, it still kind of happened. Like this piece definitely comes off easily, which is kind of annoying, but that's a Microsoft problem, not a Aweek problem here. But we'll go ahead and plug this back in here, and you can get an idea what it looks like again. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people complaining about the fact that this doesn't work with external hard drives and whatnot. However, that makes a lot of sense in my opinion, because if you're taking a single USB port and splitting it into 4, you're adding 3 ports off of the same power source, and for that reason it doesn't have enough power to power something like an external hard drive. I have a 6 terabyte Seagate hard drive that I have dedicated to the Xbox One, and this hard hard drive works because it has an external power source. For the Seagate hard drive, you have to plug it into the Xbox One and the actual wall, and for that reason it works with this USB hub. But for something like the Western Digital My Passport, which is another external hard drive I have, it did not work with this because since you're adding 3 USB ports off of the same port, it no longer has sufficient power to power something like an external hard drive. It could still charge your phone and things like that, however it charges your phone very, very slowly. Just because of, like I said, the output amount might be enough to charge your phone at full speed, but since you're adding 3 ports off of the same amount, it's dividing the power in between each port and it no longer has sufficient power to power a bunch of devices. So like I said, if just data is going through here, it works well. So something like a flash drive that doesn't require power, or an external hard drive that has its own power source, things like that all work. Even charging your phone does work, but it'll charge about 6 times slower in my experience, so it's probably not worth it. But anything like that, so if you're using a bunch of flash drives or something like that, then it's perfectly fine. So this not being powered shouldn't really cause problems for people in my opinion, just because you can use the USB ports on the back if you're really needing one that's powered. For all your flash drives and things like that, they can just plug into here. It's perfectly fine. I also found that the play and charge kit did not work with this USB hub, which is actually in my opinion a huge downside, because the play and charge kit is something you would definitely actually kind of like plug into this, because if you have 2 controllers and you're using all the back USB ports, I can definitely see somebody utilizing this for 2 play and charge kits or something like that. And since it doesn't actually work with those, that is in my opinion one of the major downsides. But like I said, this is the equivalent to a USB hub that you plug into your computer that is not powered. So one that's just connected to your computer via a single USB cable will be exactly the same as this. It's not a powered USB hub, so you can't expect it to be a powered USB hub, but for what it is, it's not a bad product at all. I really like how seamlessly it fits onto the Xbox One. It definitely looks like it's part of it. It does add a little bit here. I'd almost wish if it was like bigger and they like included a fan or something like that and put it in here and included the USB hub into that. That would be cool. However, it's just a little extension on here. It doesn't look bad at all in my opinion. It definitely makes the Xbox One look a little bit bulkier, which is kind of impressive that they managed to do that, because the Xbox One's pretty bulky anyway. But it does make the Xbox One look a little bit bulky, but it also looks like it could be a Microsoft product just because of how seamlessly it goes along with the Xbox One. Overall, I do recommend this product provided you actually know what you're getting. I've mentioned this several times, but if you're expecting to charge things off of this or things like that, I would not recommend it. But if you are just using USB flash drives and things like that, then it's perfectly fine. Like I said, my hard drive that had its own power source worked with this, so if you have a hard drive like that, then it's perfectly fine, but most hard drives will not work with this. And so basically the only thing this is good for is USB flash drives, which is a little bit of a downside. I mean, you're adding 3 ports, but they can only be used for flash drives. However, at the same time, you have 3 more ports that can be used for flash drives. I don't know why you would ever really want 3 extra ports for flash drives. However, if you do want that, then this is a great device. If you're wanting to use it for a bunch of things that require a ton of power, I would not recommend this product. But like I said, it's a great product if you actually know what you're getting. If you're looking to purchase a product, I would honestly recommend getting the one with the little thumb grips here. I'm not sure how much more it is, but honestly these little thumb grip things are a lot better than you would expect. It seems like something you would not want to pay extra money for, but in my opinion they're actually pretty nice. So anyway, this has been my review of the Aweek USB hub for the Xbox One. If you are interested in purchasing this product, of course the link will be in the description, as it always is. If you guys enjoyed this video, then a like rating is always appreciated. If you dislike the video, feel free to leave a dislike, but please let me know why you dislike the video so I can try to improve my reviews in the future. This has been Jordan for Joe Reviews. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next review.